Hey guys, what's up? Happy Wednesday. I haven't seen y'all wow, in a little bit now. It's been a few days, so I hope you guys are doing well. For today's video, we're serving different vibes. I just needed something different, something like, you know what I mean? Like with a rhythm to it. I feel like we kind of aced it today. I'll have these earrings linked down below. They are from Target, like $7. So nice, so comfortable. And yeah, oh, Street Fighter as well. This is from Forever 21 last year. Who played Street Fighter growing up? Hands up, please. I loved that game a ton, and I'm not really like a video game type of girl, so that says a lot. And also Mortal Kombat. For today's video, I wanted to throw it back casual style, just do something different, not necessarily makeup related. I have some food here that I'm gonna be eating with you guys, so get cozy, get comfortable, get your favorite food, supper, lunch, or breakfast, or a snack. And yeah, let's chat, let's do this. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. This might be a series that I'm gonna be doing on my channel regularly, because you know me and my stories, but I figured I would just open up a new chapter here to share with you guys just some stories that happened to me personally in NYC. So I guess I can call it creepy stories in NYC while eating with Liora. What you think? Before I get started though, to kick off this series, I did want to do just a little giveaway in today's video. So there's going to be one winner. I'll have the deets down below in the description box. It's not going to run for too long. I want to try to do like fast, quick, amazing giveaways, you know, so you guys can feel the vibe right away, and you don't have to wait like a week or two for the giveaway to be over. So yeah, if you guys want to know how to enter, then just check the description box down below. But let's get started with today's stories. So let me show you first my food, because this is like my breakfast slash lunch. I did Uber Eats it, and my name on Uber Eats is Liora. I feel like I have like 1,000 names. It's Liora. My second name is Leia, so Liora. Liori. My sister calls me Lorna. LL, my principal from high school, called me that. I don't have a lot of names. What does my brother call me? Oh, Liora. So firstly, I got food from this place called Very Juice. I love this place. I think that they're vegetarian slash vegan. I'm not necessarily vegan, however, I like to consume vegan related foods as much as I could. So that's why I show a lot of that on my channel, because I tend to eat mostly vegan, but I do not consider myself vegan just because I will eat meat and dairy occasionally. So anyway, I got a Very Joy smoothie. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I get this quite often. It's basically kale, spinach, dates, coconut milk, I want to say, and water. So all natural. And okay, then we have this bowl of goodness. Isn't this delicious looking? It smells so good. So we got some spinach, sweet potato, chickpeas, tahina, or I say tahina, and then quinoa as well. Delish. Have. Are we liking mouth open talking or no? And are we liking food sounds? Keep me posted. Let's get started. So this story actually happened this past Friday. I was headed to Herald Square, so the Macy's in Herald Square. I was looking to get like a nice backpack, like one of those like cute smaller backpacks where it's not too huge but it's not too small either. It's like some breathable space in there. So I did a ton of research. There really wasn't any that I found that was like OMG. I actually found one today. I spoke about it on my community tab from Versace. It comes with a perfume as well for $100. I'm like, winner. I guess when you put that energy out into the universe, it kind of comes to you. So I'm telling you, it feels kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. So cool. There's actually also banana in here as well. I missed that. It would taste gross without banana, I feel like. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I was looking for like a good backpack. My sister-in-law, she's very, very into designer brands. She knows everything about Louis Vuitton, Versace, Louboutin, anything and everything. She's like the queen of that. Prada. So she had mentioned to me to check out their site, maybe go to the store and see. So I checked online to see what they have. They had like this really tiny backpack, teeny tiny, and I'm like, I can't fit anything in there. I'm not spending $2,000 on something that I can barely fit a wallet in, you know what I mean? And then they had one that was like, you know, just a decent size, and then they had a big one. So I didn't want those big ones because it's too much for me. Also, I'm 4'11", so I look very even smaller when I have huge things that I'm carrying with me daily, you know what I mean? So I wanted something like medium size. Anyway, I found one that I really liked from them. I never purchased anything from Louis Vuitton, and I felt like it can be an early birthday gift to myself, but also like I wanted to treat myself out, even though it is definitely very pricey. I felt like this would be something that I would use daily. I do not switch out my purses way too often. If I do, it's just for a night here and there. And you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I wanted that vibe. So the backpack that I did see was cute. However, the straps to the backpack, I personally thought were really ugly. It looked like huge, like, straps. I wanted something like more simple and like easy, not like something bulky here. So, but I wanted to check it out in store. So anyway, I've been thinking about this for like maybe a month or two, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the store. You know what I mean? Let's do this. So this past Friday, I took the train to Herald Square. So when I got there, well, I called before to see if that specific store has it. They did, only one in stock. I'm like, oh, I go there, I get there. It was maybe like 4:35-ish. The guy that was kind of greeting everyone in was like taking everyone's names because it was a waiting list. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect that. I thought you just kind of come and go in. But with every person that goes into the Louis Vuitton store, apparently, there's an associate that goes with you. So you can't just roam the store. At least that's how it was in my store. So, my store. My own Louis Vuitton store, you know what I'm saying? I gave the guy my name, and he said the wait is gonna be about an hour. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So, it's Herald Square. I mean, you can't get bored there. So, I was just circling around, checking out some stores. To me, I guess it's not as exciting because I'm like there all the time. I used to go shopping there a lot, especially in high school with my friend Rivka. They did recently open up an Ulta there, so I did check that out. I used the bathroom quickly. Really, really sweet there. I love that store. Like, the customer service there is outstanding. And the store itself is like hotness beyond. Anyway, so I come out like only 20 minutes past or something. So basically in Herald Square, there's a lot of like seats outside. Like a lot of like, what are they called? Like those metal chairs. Like they have like a lot of those metal chairs just outside in a bunch of different colors. And so I was sitting on one and they were playing really, really loud music. So I wanted to say like a prayer. I have like this prayer book, so I wanted to say while I was waiting, why not? But the music was really loud, so I ended up getting up and moving further to where there were more seats, but like further out so that I don't hear the music and I can really concentrate on what I'm saying. So I opened up like the book, started saying it. It took me about like 15 minutes. And I would say maybe like, I don't know, 3 feet away from me, there was a guy who was sitting here and I was sitting here. Both chairs were faced like this way towards the stores, and I didn't even pay attention. So then after I finished saying my prayer book, like the second I closed the book, he's like, Shabbat Shalom. So if you guys don't know, I am Jewish, and every Friday when the sun sets, we have Sabbath. So you're not allowed to really like take the train, be on the phone, drive, turn on the lights. Basically, it's like disconnecting from the world for a minute there. It's 25 hours and it's every single Friday till Saturday night. Anyway, so this is where the story begins. Get cozy because, okay, first of all, I look like shit that day. I will tell you. I think that when I dress up and when I look good, I think that I'm pretty hot. I just have to say it. But when I look bad, I really look very bad. There really is no one between with me. You know what I mean? It's either amazing or like, girl, get it together today, please. So that was a day where I just like went. I didn't just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't care to look like shit, really. So anyways, basically he's like, looks at me. He's like, oh, like I thought, isn't it Shabbat soon? Don't you have to be home? I'm like, I have some time. Like it starts at like 8 something and it was like maybe 6 and it takes me half hour to get home about. I'm like, I have some time, you know? So he's like, oh, really, do you? And I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? And he's like, well, what were you saying there? And I was like, you know, just like a prayer. He's like, I knew that you were Jewish because you were mouthing the words. You weren't just like reading it with your eyes. And I'm like, yeah, because when we read, you're supposed to like say it like, you're supposed to say it that you can actually hear it to yourself. So I'm like, yeah, you know. He's like, where are you from? And I was like, oh boy, here it goes. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, I look like shit. Why is this guy talking to me? You know what I mean? And then I realized it's not about looks. It really is not about looks. So here's how the story went. This is amazing, by the way. Wow. So he's like, so why are you here? Do you just come here and sit outside? Because again, I was waiting for the store. I had some time to kill. So I was like, no, I'm just waiting to go into Louis Vuitton. So I'm like, oh, Louis Vuitton. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then he's like, yeah, you know something? I'm not really into those kind of brands. Like, I mean, I was at this is what he was saying, right? He's like, I mean, I was at Cartier. I wanted to get a new band for my watch, but they didn't have the one that I wanted. I didn't want to just spend, you know, the 20,000 or 10,000 like that. So I'm like, ugh, it's fine. Let me just leave. I'm like, Cartier, okay, yeah, I guess. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking like, then I'm thinking to myself, is he trying to sell me with like money? Because I don't really give a shit. Like, I think money is important, but in this specific way, like, well, I don't know what he was expecting for me to be like, oh my gosh, Cartier, sure, hi, yo, what's your name? Give me your number. No. Do people do that? I don't know. So then I was like, yeah. I mean, I didn't really put much like thought into it, like any like reaction. I think he was like, what the hell? Like, why isn't she saying anything? So then I was like, no, I'm not really like, I don't really get a lot of like name brand things, but I felt like this could be a cool thing to get. So I was doing some research and I found something that I like here, but the wait is about an hour. So I'm just sitting here. He's like, oh, okay. Where are you from? And I was like, so I'll tell you what the vibe of this guy was. It wasn't like creepy energy. It was just more like kind of asking, but then like as things kept persisting, it kind of was like, what is this, you know? He did it in a very smooth, slick way also. Like, I feel like no one's gonna just approach you and be like, bah, you know? It's more like, talk, like whatever, get in the zone. Okay, so he's like, so where do you live? You live like close to here? That was his tone of voice. And I was like, no, you just, you know, Brooklyn. He's like, Brooklyn? Where in Brooklyn? And I was like, near this store, whatever. It's like, it's not close to my house, but it's like somewhat close to my house. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I live in this area, also in Brooklyn, which is like maybe 20 blocks away from me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he didn't say specifically where. He just said, oh, it's like a very general area. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm Jewish too, by the way. I'm like, I feel like that's also how they talk. It's like they're always the same thing as you. Are you really Jewish? You know what I mean? Maybe he was, I don't know. So then he was like, how are you getting home from here? And I was like, oh, the train. He's like, I'm gonna go to Brooklyn too. Do you want to share a cab? And I was like, no, but thanks, it's cool. He's like, but we're both going to Brooklyn anyway, in the same-ish area. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't mind the train. I do mind the train, but I don't want to go take a cab with you, you know? I would love to take up a cab from the city to my house because it's so much easier. The train is like, it could be fun, but it also can be very like a very tedious process. So I was like, no, it's okay. He's like, yeah, but you know, think about it. I mean, we're going to the same area anyway. I'm like, okay. Then out of nowhere, he was like, yeah, you look like a really nice, sweet person. Like, you look cool. And I'm like, thanks. He's like, yeah, I mean, you're also like really pretty. I'm like, okay. That's where it stops right now. When I tell you I look like shit, I look like shit, okay? You know what I mean? He's like, no, you just have like this. And then when he said a specific word, then I'm like, okay, that's when I figured, be careful, girl. 1 second, mama.
Hi, Liora.
Yeah, hey, mom, what's up?
I
don't even know where I left off because my mother called in, but basically there was one word that he said that in my head was like, okay, everything clicked in from there. And I'm like, okay, girl, you just gotta make a move on this. You know what I'm saying? Because it was enough already. I had enough. But I'll tell you what it is. I can't just get up and walk away. And it's kind of like, not that I feel bad. It's just kind of like, I don't do that. I don't know. And I also can't lie. So like everything I was telling him was pretty much true. It's just like, when someone asks me a question, it's like right away, the truth just comes up. I can't just like take the truth and put it to the side and just come up with something else. Because I also know that I'm lying and I feel very uncomfortable. And then I feel like you can also tell when I'm lying. Like, don't lie. You know what I mean? Anyway, so he's like, back to like the pretty thing. In my head, I'm like, please. You know what I mean? Not that I'm like not willing to accept, like, just come on. Let's be real here. I look like I didn't know. It's gonna be a no. So he's like, oh, you just have like this very like naiveness to you. And then that's when I was like, He's like, how old are you, by the way? And I was like, you know, he's like, not older than 24. And I was like, I actually am 29. It's like, okay, yeah, I didn't think you were older than 30 for sure. And I'm like, And that's when I was thinking to myself, like, okay, what is this conversation? And so then as we kept talking, I kept looking at my prayer book and everything and just kind of like focusing on something else. But then he kept talking and talking and it's like, I'm looking down and he's talking over here and I'm like, yeah. What do you do? Anyway, so then he's like, so what do you do? It gets deeper. So I was like, you know, like just nothing major. Just like I make videos. I don't like to be super specific. I was like, you know, I make videos. He's like, oh, so all this time you're telling me you make movies and you weren't even like saying that you make movies? I'm like, I don't really make movies. Like, what are you saying? I was like, I don't really make movies. I just, just like video stuff. He's like, so you make movies? Okay, sure, all right. Then he's like, I'm looking to open up a business. You think that, he's like, take my number down. I have his number. He's like, look, first he was like, let's exchange numbers. I'm like, just give me your number. I'm like, just give me your number. If I would choose to message you, I will, or call you. He's like, look, I mean, I have the money. I love money. That's what he was saying to me. He's like, I love money, okay? And then he looks at his clothes and starts touching his stuff. And he's like, I'm not gonna wear Louis Vuitton. I'm not gonna wear like, Gucci. I wear simple stuff, but I love money. I have money, and and I'm like, like, what do you say to that? Wow, you have money? That's nice. Can I have some? What? Okay, so then Louis Vuitton, they mentioned to me that they're gonna message me within the hour to let me know when I should get ready to kind of head back in to go into the store. So right before that, basically, I was like, look, the conversation was kind of dying down and whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of almost get ready to go. And then he's like, how much is this bag that you're getting? And I was like, I don't know, like, there's one that I kind of like. It's maybe like $2,000. And he's like, okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but I want to get you the bag. Now listen to me. If you want to offer to buy me a Louis Vuitton bag, I'll take it. Why not? I mean, who wouldn't? It's a Louis Vuitton bag. Sure. But in this specific case, it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no. First of all, don't walk with me into the store. I don't even know you. I don't know if you would touch me. Don't touch me. And also, does this mean I owe you something now? Like, I don't want to feel like I owe anyone anything like that. Anything. Like, I'm good, thank you. If I can afford it, great. And if not, I don't need you to buy it for me, specifically to this specific guy. So I was like, no, I mean, I don't look at him, I'm like, I don't even know you. How are you buying me this bag? He's like, I have $2,000 on my credit card. I think it's just, and I'm like, it's okay, I really appreciate it, but thank you. Then, 2-3 more minutes passed and I got the text from Louis Vuitton. I should have just said I got a text like 20 minutes even before all this happened. And then I was like, oh, they just texted me. I have to go in. He's like, do you have 2 minutes maybe? Like, I'm going to get a coffee. And I'm like, no. I have to go back in. They texted me. He's like, why? Like, let me get you a coffee. And I was like, it's okay. I'm good, thanks. I'll probably go get one soon. He's like, but I'm insisting. And I'm like, I'm good, thanks. He's like, okay, I'm just trying to do my part. I'm like, okay, thanks so much. What? Let me just actually show you the part where he was like insisting and insisting and insisting. So while he was talking to me, I was actually just recording, but he didn't know I was recording. So yeah, you can kind of hear right now the ending of him insisting and insisting and insisting.
I insist.
No, it's fine. I'm good for now.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to call me. I just want to buy a cup of coffee with you.
It's okay.
Please, I insist.
No.
Can I bring you coffee?
No.
Okay.
But thank you anyway.
I try my best.
Yeah.
I try. I'm trying to be a gentleman as much as I can. But do you think it's a good idea if you and I?
We'll see.
Really?
We'll see. Yeah. But I think
there you guys can see what the vibe was. And then after that, I just like walked into Louis Vuitton and I was like, whoa. That was a little bit intense for me to handle. Now, I'll tell you, I was born in Manhattan. I lived in Brooklyn my whole entire life. I know what happens here. So those kind of things are semi-normal. People just talk to you. And whatever, if you want to say hi back, or like, but like to have a full-fledged conversation and to talk in this kind of way, that's a bit much, I personally think. Now, I don't really know his whole dynamic, like what was this, like what was your point of all of this exactly? But I knew from the word naive, I was like, I'm done. I don't know if this guy just thinks he could just take advantage or he just thinks I'm stupid. I will say though, when I go out, I look like I look like I'm spaced out, or I just look like I'm like a little bit like maybe all over the place, but I'm extremely aware of what goes on. But I think that I look like I don't know what's flying, because I've been told a few times, like, hello? Or like I walk outside like I'm just pissed. Like that's just my face sometimes. I'm like, and it's like random people outside are like, whoa, like smile. I would say like 2 months ago, I was at my sister-in-law's restaurant, and I was sitting outside just looking at my phone, and I was like looking down at it like this, like my face was like, you know, I was concentrating. And then this guy passes by, he's like, whoa, life's not that hard, life's not that bad. And then I was like, yeah, that's just my face sometimes. Anyway, so I don't know if this guy just either maybe saw that, or he just saw this like, oh, prayer situation thing where it's like naiveness, or like, how old are you, 22? But yeah, I'm happy I picked up on that, because I mean, I would not have gotten into a cab with this, but I don't even know you. But like, you know? So that is pretty much the story. I ended up going into the Louis Vuitton store and not buying the backpack because it looked super bulky and like really weird on me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna drop 2K now on something that I'm just like mediocre with. Like, I need to be fully obsessed with this to drop that kind of money. And even so, it's like, whoa. New York is so much fun. New York is like, I feel like the place to be at, but you also need to be aware. I mean, the city could be very, very intense sometimes. It can be a little bit scary sometimes. There's a lot going on at all times. You really need to be aware of your surroundings. I mean, there's like some good, but there's also like a little bit of bad going on too. And you just need to be aware. Oh, my foot is sleeping. That is pretty much my first creepy story in NYC that I wanted to share with you guys. I might have a few more. We can also do the dates that went down the drain. Let me know if you guys would want that, like eating style, because I'm about that. I have so much stories. If you are planning a trip to New York, you will have a blast, I will say. But just, you know, make sure you're with people that you like trust. Or if you're alone, just be careful. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Let me know what's up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.